Hi there, it's Sandra from Savvy Teaching Tips. And today we're going to talk about how to retell a story that you've read in writing. But before we go on, don't forget to like and subscribe below, and please ring that bell for notifications whenever my new videos come out. So today we're going to talk about retelling a story. Now, stories have a beginning, a middle, and an end. And so I would write this on the whiteboard, the beginning, the middle, and the end, so that the kids can see when I'm modeling the first lesson. So at the beginning of the story, we usually learn who the characters are. So that's the who is in the story. And so I draw a little happy face here on the board to show the children. I could give this person short hair. And then, so I'm going to draw at the beginning, we have characters, and we have setting. This is when you learn about the characters in the setting. The setting is the where and the we. I've drawn some mountains and some trees because this is where the story is happening, or where a story could happen. And then I'm going to talk about the middle of the story, and the middle is usually a problem. I'm going to make a sad face and I'm going to say a problem. And then the end of the story is when they solve the problem. So everybody's happy. We get a resolution to the problem. So beginning, middle, and end. And this is going to be up on the whiteboard or an anchor chart for the kids to look at. Now I'm going to demonstrate how I would do that by writing in my writing book or my journal. I'm going to write the date. So I've written the date. Now I'm going to split my picture into 3 parts like that. So we have a beginning, a middle, and an end. And I'm just going to write B for beginning, M for middle, and E for end, like that. So now let's get to the beginning. Beginning, the characters. Who? Well, who is in this story? So today's story, what we're going to analyze is the story of Little Red Riding Hood, because everybody knows the story of Little Red Riding Hood. So we'll start by saying who is in the story. Well, I'm going to write who to help myself remember, and then I'm going to draw Little Red Riding Hood. There's Little Red Riding Hood, and also in the story is grandmother, so I need to draw grandma. So there we have Little Red Riding Hood and grandma. That is who my story is about. Now, in the middle of the story, and where, the setting, the where. Well, most of the story takes place, there's my where, most of the story takes place in the forest. So we're just going to draw a little bit of forest. So there's my where, there's my who. Okay, that's the beginning. Now the middle. The middle of the story is the problem in the story. Well, the problem in this story is the wolf. My wolf, he is the problem. I'm going to write the word problem. You can see the problem is the wolf. So at the end of the story, there's the axe, the hunter kills the wolf, and the problem is solved. Now I need to do my writing. How am I going to retell this story, beginning, middle, and end? Well, I've already written the date, because that's the first thing I do. I've done my pictures, now we're writing. So I'm going to write at the beginning, so I think a good transition word at the beginning would be first. All right, I've written the beginning of the sentences to go to with the beginning part of the story. So, first, there was a girl named Little Red Riding Hood. She was taking a basket of treats to her grandma. Now, I haven't talked about the forest. She had to go through the forest. So now I've added she had to go through the forest. Now we're going to write about the problem. Okay, so now I've written about the middle, which is the problem. And I used a transition word, I used then. Then she met a wolf. She told the wolf what she was doing. Next, the wolf ran to grandma's and ate her. Oh no, that is a problem. So here we go, all about the problem. Well, at the end, let's write about the end. Okay, so we've written about the end. So the wolf ran to grandma's and ate her. So then the next sentence that I wrote was, finally Little Red found a hunter in the forest. He killed the wolf and saved Grandma. And that's the end of the story. So that's all you really need to do. But remember, you can tell the kids that the reason why we are doing this is if you can find these parts in the stories that you read, it helps you write better stories when it comes time to write your stories. That's what you could tell the kids. And that's all for today. Please check out my Instagram and my Facebook at Savvy Teaching Tips and my TikTok at Savvy Teaching. And we'll see you next week. Bye.